The story of the Profumo affair that helped bring down the Macmillan government. Of this, the question most people are likely to ask is not, is it any good, but should it have been made at all? Well, as to that, I imagine the sun would still have risen and set if the film had never existed. And I dare say John Profumo, the erstwhile Secretary of State for War, whose political career ended in disgrace because of his affair with the good-time girl Christine Keeler, would be a much happier man if we would all do him the inestimable favour of quietly forgetting the whole sordid business. On the other hand, there is the matter of the guilt or innocence of Stephen Ward, the society osteopath who was picked on by the British establishment to be the scapegoat for the affair. And it's the story of the social climbing Ward, portrayed by John Hurt, that dominates the picture. It begins in 1959 when he meets the 17-year-old nymphette Keeler, Joanne Whalley, sets her up in a flat and, casting her as Galatea to his Pygmalion, prepares to launch her on society. Later, he takes a similar interest in the even younger Mandy Rice Davies, Bridget Fonda, and introduces both girls to naughty parties around the swimming pool at Lord Astor's country estate.
Oh, it's lovely to have you. It's been a cow of a week. Huh? It's Kuwait business. The PM is chewing the carpet.
Terrible place, Kuwait. Stinks of piss.
What's that?
What's what?
I heard a laugh.
Laugh.
Get it off, girl! Hey, good girl, good girl! Splendid, girl! Hello, Bill.
Got you.
Oh, Christine, meet John Profumo, Minister for War.
Oh.
Lord Astor there was played by Leslie Phillips. Well, Mandy Rice Davies takes up with the notorious slum landlord Peter Rackman, and Keeler with both Profumo, Ian McKellen, and the Russian military attaché, played by Jeroen Krabbe. So the rumours began to spread, and in 1963, Profumo first denied in the House of Commons that his relations with Keeler were in any way improper, then admitted the truth, resigned, and went off to make ample amends for his shortcomings by working assiduously for charity ever since. But what of Stephen Ward, who was charged with living on the immoral earnings of prostitutes and who killed himself the night before the jury delivered its verdict? According to Scandal, he was a man of considerable charm who adored pretty women in general and Christine Keeler in particular. He doesn't seem to have been a very nice man because he certainly procured girls for his well-connected friends, but there appears to be no evidence that he did this for money.
Christine?
Morning.
Well?
Well, what?
Well, what happened?
When?
Last night.
Last night.
With Eugene.
Well, you know, Eugene. Belly ached all the way back, had a quick cup of tea and went home to dream of Mother Russia. Coffee?
I don't know Eugene better than that. I know you both.
Nothing happened. Really, I promise. He was talking about his wife. She's a school teacher or something.
Look at me.
Well, if you must know, it was awful.
Awful. Why?
He wept.
He wept.
Aren't you going to answer the phone?
Hello. Wept.
Practically.
Oh, Jack. Stephen Ward here. I'm just about to go out. Would you like to talk to Christine? Jack Profumo.
Hello, Jack. That would be lovely.
So what's the film like? Well, it's a spicy tale of sex, politics and the aristocracy, and on the whole, really rather impressive. thanks in large part to the admirable John Hurt, whose portrayal of Ward is by no means a whitewash. It doesn't attempt to hide the man's vices and weaknesses, but shows him as much more a victim than a villain. Joanne Whalley is good as the restless, reckless, often thoughtless Keeler, and Bridget Fonda, niece of Jane, does well enough in the smaller role of Mandy Rice Davies, though she does rather throw away Mandy's immortal line delivered at the Ward trial when, on being told that Lord Astor denied having slept with her, she retorted, well, he would, wouldn't he? As Profumo, Ian McKellen, equipped with a bizarre hairstyle that looks as if it started out to be a Chinese pigtail but lost confidence in itself and gave up, gives a strangely muted performance. But this, I imagine, is because the film is at pains to offend Profumo as little as possible, in which case he might well have spared us his line to Christine Keeler, "You haven't made love till you've made love on a gondola." Otherwise, Scandal is good at portraying the swinging, vaguely decadent London of the 1960s and at exposing the hypocrisy of the British establishment. The question it raises, but not surprisingly, is unable to answer is who put what pressure on whom to shovel all the blame on Stephen Ward. By the way, I should point out that Joanne Whalley is not Joanne Whalley anymore. She's now Joanne Whalley Kilmer. This is more of a mouthful to say, but against that, it does take up a lot of eye-catching space on the marquees.